All right, good morning, folks. This is another video from Kenneth Price for the withdrawal community. That's what I do, folks. I make videos for the withdrawal communities. If you haven't watched my other videos yet, I've pretty much given everybody my spiel by now. Listen, folks, I was in a very painful withdrawal at one time. Withdrawals plural. Don't you love seeing the sun behind me? I come back to give everyone experience, strength, and hope. That's my spiel. I withdrew off of 25 years of psychiatry, countless psych meds, including benzodiazepines, folks. I know what you're going through. I know how painful, I know how frightening it is. And I come back and I give experience, strength, and hope. But actually this morning, I was inspired to make a video that went even deeper. Hey, listen, folks, you've been asking me for tools. Each call I get, is a cry for how did you do it and what are the tools. All right, so this is what I'm going to make the video topic on this morning. I'm going to make the video topic on the tools and the resources that I used to pull myself out of those, out of all that. If you've watched my other videos, you know my spiel by now. Everything that I have to offer is experiential and spiritual. So you know by now that I'm not a psychologist and I'm not a doctor, and I don't want those credentials, because I seriously, folks, in my story, my emergence was beyond psychological. It included psychological components, but when you get down to the core of it, it was all spiritual. Okay, so. I even wrote some things down this morning. I wrote down the spiritual tools that I used. And I'm going to invite you to bear with me as I share with you all the spiritual tools that I used to shift my own story. Now that's kind of the gist of it, folks. We've got to change the story itself. All right, so we find ourselves in a withdrawal. All right, so what are we going to do about it? Here's what I did about it. I altered the narrative itself. After I had done all the research, after I had captured all the tapering schedules, after I had done my homework, I was ready to harness responsibility for the narrative itself. And this is what began to emerge my soul from the darkness. Okay, I'm just going to get it right down to business. So here's what we got, folks. We got a choice on our hands. Are we going to sit down and read more horror stories and then create more anxiety and more suffering and more protraction for ourselves? Or are we going to use this technology to find solutions? We really do have a choice here. I know it's painful and I know it hurts. But listen, folks, these are the solutions that I'm going to offer you this morning. Okay, so that's kind of like my trail of breadcrumbs out of the cocoon, folks. Like we used to say in the 12 steps, when I got busy, I got better. Okay, so rather than sitting around and asking everybody, do you have this symptom? Do you have this symptom? We can ask those questions if we truly believe there may be a remedy, an herb, a supplement. But if we're asking those questions to try and find an escape route from the symptom itself, we're chasing our own tails here. Okay, here's the new mind, folks. Einstein said we cannot solve the problem with the same mind that created the problem. That's how I emerged from mine, is I captured a new mind. But it wasn't by sitting in bed waiting for myself to heal. These are the action steps. Are you ready? Okay. We have YouTube. We have Google. We have Chrome. We have iPhones. We have iPads. We can do this work even from home. In the age of COVID, we don't even have to leave our home. Or we can obviously take walks. I'm down here at the Willamette River in Portland, Oregon. All right, so I'm going to put the links to all of these resources down in the bottom in my description, but I'll just give you a general overview. This is why I wrote it down. Abraham Hicks, channeled by Esther Hicks. Tons of videos on YouTube. They're all for free. And she was instructing me on the metaphysics of how to raise my vibration. We can raise our vibration, folks, and that's going to start that's going to start our healing. We've got to learn that we have authority over our own vibration. Okay. Basically what you're going to hear from these folks is that my withdrawal turned me into a spiritual seeker. And it's kind of like the Gospel of Thomas. Seek until ye finds. When ye finds, you're going to become really disturbed, and then you will rule over all earth. Okay. Getting back to the specific tools, Dolores Cannon. I love Dolores Cannon. She was a hypnotherapist. She passed a couple of years ago, but she left behind a tremendous legacy. Books and videos. And I'll tell you why this is important. She would take people into hypnosis, and she was a fact finder. I'm trying to excite you guys. Should be exciting. Stop the drudgery. She would find all sorts of information in the subconscious realm that was all positive. Okay? Going down the list. Let's start with near-death experiences. Anita Moorjani. Have you Googled Anita Moorjani, her famous TED Talk? Anita Moorjani died. She had cancer, terminal cancer. She died. She went to the other side, and she made a startling discovery, everyone. Then she was put back into her body, and she had a miraculous and spontaneous healing. This is what I want for all of you. I want a spontaneous and miraculous healing. Now, most of us aren't going to get it, overnight, but this is how we propagate our healing. This is how we germinate our healing. Anita Moorjani, she's going to be down in the comments. Moving right along, there was another mystic, Carolyn Mace. I read countless of her books. I watched all of her videos. These are all warriors, folks. These are all spiritual warriors. They're all working for Team Win. Let's see, if you're a millennial, you might like Spirit Science. Jordan has done fabulous cartoons. In addition to raising our vibration, folks, these are healthy distractions. Okay? This is what we're going to put our focus on from here on. We're going to stop the talk of what the doctors did to us, that this shouldn't have happened, that the doctors are to blame for us. We're shifting the narrative. Okay? We're going from something much more empowering than blame here. Listen, folks, I take calls from Christians all the time. So there's even there are Christian resources. There's something called the 700 Club. I'm not a Christian. I came out as a gay man in the late 80s, so I have a lot of baggage around the conventional Christian dogma. However, I'm not throwing the baby out with the bathwater either, as long as it's uplifting and not fear-based. If it's fear-based, stop it. I think Pat Robertson's gone extinct by now, so we may be okay to watch the 700 Club. But seriously, folks, they have a lot of uplifting stuff, even in the conventional Christian channels. Teal Swan. If you haven't watched her videos yet, I highly invite you. A talented, remarkable young woman who has given, her whole life, dedicated to her whole life on helping others. My teacher is David Hoffmeister. If you're interested in the Course in Miracles, it's rather advanced. But he even has movie nights, Wednesday nights, movie nights on Zoom. David Hoffmeister, you got to Zoom him. Even if you don't get the metaphysics, the guy just loves everyone. And I want to say he'll love you to death, but that's not entirely true. He's going to love your ego to death. In other words, he's going to put your ego to rest. Withdrawal is just the ego on hyperdrive, folks. That was my discovery on the other side. Okay, moving right down the list. Listen, we got lots of Galactic Federation channelings. All the Galactic Federation channelings that were in my story were helpful because they were all hopeful. And they pointed to something more than this, more than our suffering, more than our benzo withdrawal. We've got all sorts of spiritual teachers. There's a young kid. He's in his 30s. He's from the Netherlands. His name is Benito Massaro. All good stuff. You know, find your own. Go on Google and go on Chrome and Google Ascension. You know, the Christians call it the end times. Well, yeah, the end of time. The end of time itself. In order to have a benzo withdrawal, we have to have time. So let's remove time. It's, you know, yeah, there's suffering. Let's move out of the cocoon a lot quicker. This is just mindfulness, folks. I'm not reinventing the wheel, but this is tailor-suited for the benzo withdrawal community and those who are coming off psych meds. Remember, folks, I'm one of you. 25 years, poly-drugged, and 4 milligrams of Klonopin. I know the withdrawals. This is my trail of breadcrumbs. Okay, let's get to the don'ts. Turn off CNN, turn off mainstream media, no news, no politics, no COVID either. Don't go in that direction. Stop it. It's very simple, folks. Here's what I'm doing. We're leaving the old paradigm, because remember what Einstein said: can't solve a problem with the same mind that created the problem. It's not complicated, and you've done nothing wrong. There's no shame or guilt here. This is just a course correction. We're leaving the old paradigm. That was the downward spiral. Just a slight shift to the left to get onto the upward spiral. And then, listen, folks. This is not a prayer, you know, that's going to be real complicated with a lot of liturgies. Action steps are the prayer, because we're telling the universe, I'm ready to heal, and the universe will respond. You know, trade in the universe for God. If you you know can, you know, digest the word God. If you want to stick completely secular, use universe. Okay. Listen, this is my short video for the withdrawal community on a Saturday morning, and I leave all my videos with an invitation. Okay, if it would help you and serve you to FaceTime, I'm here. I take calls. I take calls because when I share my recovery, let's not use the word recovery. When I share my emergence grows stronger. It's service, folks. I'm a 12-stepper from way back. It's not complicated. The fish are jumping in the Willamette River. All right. Leave all my videos like this. We all got to take a deep breath together. Okay. Repeat after me. I have not been damaged. You know, look into my eyes. I've not been damaged. That's the old downward spiral. That's the negative language from the downward spiral. Remember, we've jumped on the upward spiral now. Okay? This is the new mind that's germinating in all of us. It's a new mind that has the potential if we choose this new mind. Take another deep breath. Because who I am cannot be damaged. That's what I leave all my videos on, folks. Who are we? When we ask that question, let me go back one step. When I asked that question, that's when these tools and resources appeared. And that's when I began to design. I'm an architect. I was shown how to design my own emergence. I can't tell you how to emerge, but I can give you the tools to design your own emergence. And this will be yours. This will be your gift to not only yourself, folks, this will be your gift to the entire collective. And you can do it. Okay? All right, this is going to be almost a 15-minute video. Remember, if any of this rings true, you know, you can FaceTime me. I'll put the link to my Facebook Messenger account at the bottom. You've not been damaged because who you are cannot be damaged. All right? May the force be with you. God bless. I love you all. Bye.